reality of wrestling, the flagship of Texas wrestling.
You just can't see it anywhere else.
He's 15 feet in the air. Brian takes him up top. Oh, look at this. Oh, my God.
Will testify.
Connect. Wow.
Look at you dig that. Boom.
Welcome to a very special edition of the Reality of Wrestling. Brad Gilmore and Matt Topolsky for the row. And Brad, let's get right into it. I said it's a special edition, and that's because this week, the Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championships are up for grab in the first ever Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championship Tournament.
And it's a one-night tournament. We will find out who the Tag Team Champions will be at the end of tonight. The winner of the tournament will obviously take on Team Death Bear in the finals. They have a bye to the finals because they're the champions, as they well should, TP. And we're going to find out who's walking out champions tonight.
Well, let's not waste any more time. It's round one of the Tag Team Championship Tournament, and it starts right now.
Introducing the first two tag teams at a total combined weight of 560 pounds. Jasper the Hammer Davis, Cedric Payne, the Alpha Unit.
A very special edition of the Reality of Wrestling gets started right now. The Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championships are up for grabs in a first ever, one night only Tag Team Title Tournament. And here come the Alpha Unit.
The Alpha Unit starting this thing off, and this is going to be an interesting occasion, TP. Nothing like this has ever been done in Reality of Wrestling. A one-night tournament for the Tag Team Championships. Of course, Team Death Bear has a bye all the way to the finals because they are the champs.
And their opponents at a total combined weight of 370 pounds, Jonathan Vega, Alex Villarreal, La Familia.
And it's interesting, Matt Topolsky, that these two teams are the ones starting off this tournament because these were the two who were originally in the #1 contenders match until the Southern Pride made their presence felt. One team will advance and have a very short break for a designated amount of time. And then they're going up against the next team in round two.
Well, Vega and Villarreal really have something to prove to the leader of La Familia, Aiden Cristiano. It's been a rough couple of months for the family.
It has. They've had battles with not only Scandinavians, they've had battles with each other.
Please.
Here we go.
Round one of the Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championship Tournament begins right now, and as you stated, before this match began, Brad Gilmore, Team Death Bear have been granted byes to the final round. They will face the winners who make it through this bracket.
And whoever wins this match will only get a very short break, a few minutes, and then they'll be back out here to go into round two.
Cedric Payne and Jonathan Vega getting the action started. Here comes the Hammer. And boy, have the Alpha Unit made an impact since they came on the scene here in the Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Division. Cover here. Kick out at 1.5.
Three teams, all challengers, all prospective finalists in this tournament. And you got to think, the Southern Pride sitting high and sitting pretty because they were actually not granted, but they actually drew the second bye to make it to round two. So they'll face the winners of this team. This match.
Hand off in midair on that suplex, nicely done. Kick out at 1, but great tag team wrestling here from the Alpha Unit. Brad Gilmore, if you were a betting man, who is your money on in this tournament here tonight?
Who's my money on in the tournament? My money's on the Patriots of the row, the champions. That's who you always bet on, the people who've been there before and held the championships. And I'm talking about the current champions, Team Death Bear. They're going to go all the way in the finals and then win the finals.
Well, they're already in the finals.
Well, look at that, my prediction's already coming true.
It is a historic night here on the Reality of Wrestling. We want you to join in on the conversation for this one night only Tag Team Championship Tournament. Use that hashtag RowOnCW on all social media. We want to hear from you, Row Nation. Cover here from Alex Villarreal. A kick out at 2 from Cedric Payne. And as you stated, the winner of this matchup will next face the Southern Pride.
Southern Pride, of course, being the Pride, and Taylor Ransom.
Impressive maneuver there off the top rope. Kick out at 2, and Cedric Payne finding himself in no man's land right now as the family, La Familia, have cut the ring in half. Cedric Payne needs to make a tag to the Hammer.
You know what? It's interesting because if one of these teams, say they make it all the way to the finals, or even when they go to the second round, they're already going to have fought a full match to get there. They're going to be tired. They're going to be worn. They're going to be weathered.
Oh! What a suplex right there from Cedric Payne to get out of jail. Now the cover to win the match. Kick out at 2.
Tag into the fresh man, Jasper the Hammer Davis. But let's talk about the Alpha unit for a minute. This team has been very impressive since they got together. Jasper the Hammer Davis and Major Cedric Payne, the Alpha unit. Oh! Sometimes it's unexplainable, but two people come together and they just work better together than they do individually. Both men had tremendous single success in reality of wrestling, but together as a tag team, they just make sense.
And if you remember correctly, at one time these two were adversaries when the Hammer was going to war with Legion and when Cedric Payne was still under the spell of Shawn Hendricks. Well, no more. Cedric Payne now answers for himself, and my goodness, look at the Alpha unit treating La Familia like two human crash test dummies.
And great tag team wrestling right here. This might be it.
Oh, Alpha unit. Great double team, tag team wrestling. Folds up Villarreal. And Alpha unit moves on to round 2.
Your winners and moving on to the next round, Alpha unit.
Well, Brad Gilmore, we know what will happen in round 2 of this tag team title tournament. The Alpha unit will face the Southern Pride later on here tonight on the road.
Team Death Bear, thank you very much for taking a few minutes aside from this tournament here to answer a few questions. I know that you're watching the monitors intently. We just witnessed Alpha Unit defeating La Familia here in this one-night-only tournament for these very championships. The winner of the following match between Alpha Unit and Southern Pride will take on the both of you in the finals. What are your thoughts here on this upcoming match? Do you have any preference on the team that comes out on top?
Thank you. My thoughts and feelings. You know, I really got to be talking about La Familia. Lo siento, amigos. It looks like you're not going to be facing anyone anytime soon because you boys just couldn't cut it. But the way I look at it, the way I've always looked at it, the men that hold the gold always holds the momentum. And see, it doesn't matter whether it's Southern Pride. If Alpha Unit goes ahead and pulls off the biggest upset ever, they're facing us. It doesn't matter. Tonight, whoever steps in that ring with us will find out why Team Death Bear, two-time tag team champions, are the best the Row has ever seen.
Okay. La Familia's. How's the knee?
It's hurt, but I could get through, sir.
Sure.
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, look, we put down La Familia. Next up, we got Southern Pride. 2 more teams until the Reality Wrestling Tag Team Championships are around the waist of the men they belong to, the Alpha Unit. You ready?
Sir, yes, sir.
The wars just began.
Roger.
Water.
Last week, we heard the thoroughbred Sean Studd demanding a match here against the Reality of Wrestling champion, my guest at this time, El Campeon, Gino. The Row Nation, you have heard what Sean Studd had to say last week. What's your response?
See, Russo, I've been paying attention to Sean Studd. I've seen him go all over the country beating guys, beating 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But you can't beat el número uno here at the Reality Wrestling. You cannot beat el intocable. And you know what? Yo acepto. I accept this challenge. Because you know what? It's what the reality wrestling champion does. I don't go around defending my title at BFW House. I do not do that because I am the top champion here at the reality wrestling. And Sean Stud, be ready. Be ready. Beat all those 4 or 5 guys because you cannot. Get ready for El Campeón. And Sean, I've beaten you before, but now you got a little bit more of a following, a little bit more experience, right? But it does not matter to El Campeón, because I am the top guy here at the reality wrestling. Yo soy la estrella aquí en the reality wrestling, y yo soy el fino, divino, Gino, El Campeón.
Tonight's Reality of Wrestling Rewind is brought to you by the King of Solar Screens, home of the $50 any size solar screen. And now, the Lone Ranger looking to rope another opponent. He's calling for that rodeo DDT. Center of the ring.
Oh, man. Shawn Hendricks goes lifeless to the outside.
Hendricks had to have been knocked out cold by that super kick.
Legion trying to help.
Brian Keith up top!
Whoa.
And all 3 Legion members are down on the outside. It's chaos out here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Nomak!
Oh. Nomak taking out Brian Keith.
But his back is turned. Could be a mistake. Hendricks hangover on the way, and he hit it. Shawn Hendricks cover 1, 2. Shawn Hendricks is the #1 contender.
Your winner and new #1 contender, Shawn Hendricks.
The numbers game proved to be fatal for Brian Keith.
And your new #1 contender for the Reality of Wrestling Television Championship, Shawn Hendricks. Now, Shawn, normally this is where I would congratulate you. If you legitimately beat me. But I can't say that you did. You got your 1, Shawn. 1. But you know what, Nomak? You're going to have to see me. You want to cost me the ultimate bounty. The championship that I hold so close. So close to here. You may be the monster of Legion. Maybe even the Goliath. But even Goliath was slain by David. So you know what, next week, David has got a bounty with your name on it, courtesy of the quickest kicks in the South.
You ready, Ransom?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We got the Alpha unit.
Yep.
They just had a match. You know what that means? They're gonna be tired. All we gotta do is go out there and pick up the bones and eat. Easy win.
Easy.
Move on to the finals. Team Death Bear. Another easy win.
Another easy win.
Stay aggressive, and we can show what Southern Pride's all about.
That's right.
Becoming tag team champions.
All day long.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the next match against Alpha Unit, coming down to the ring at a total combined weight of 460 pounds, the team of Pride and Taylor Ransom, Southern Pride.
Well, earlier here tonight, Brad Gilmore, the Alpha Unit, was victorious over La Familia. They drew the short straw in this tournament, meaning in order for them to capture the tag team titles, they must go through 3 rounds. And right now, the Southern Pride making their way to the ring are the next obstacle in their way. Seems more like a gauntlet for the Alpha Unit than it does a tournament.
Yeah, you have a great point there, Matt Topolsky. Alpha Unit already wrestling La Familia here tonight. Now they're in the ring awaiting the Southern Pride who got to rest, who got to relax. and get a goodbye, I guess a bye into the second round, and they're fresh, bright-eyed, and bushy-tailed and ready to go.
Well, Alpha Unit got nothing more than perhaps a short water break and minute or two strategy session as round number 2 of this unprecedented Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championship Tournament gets kicked off. We are here because of the Southern Pride's interference in a number 1 contenders match some weeks ago. Your thoughts on the transformation of what was once Kid Ransom into the Taylor Ransom we see today with the Pride in his corner?
You know, I think it's the best decision Taylor Ransom could have made for his career. He's been here for a long time. He had his very first match in this company against Booker T himself. He held the television championship for a cup of coffee. The man was just in mediocrity, and then he turned his sights. He turned his sights around, he turned his mind around, and he became Taylor Ransom.
He also turned his back on his own mother, his own flesh and blood, the woman who gave him life.
You know, and conspicuous by her absence is Mama Ransom. She told me via Facebook that she cannot even come support her son. She can't even support Reality of Wrestling.
Well, I can't blame her right now. Cover in the center of the ring, kick out at 2.
She's still hurt by the betrayal of Taylor Ransom.
And so is the Ransom Nation. Kid Ransom was once a very popular star here at the Reality of Wrestling. Not only did he turn his back on his own flesh and blood, he turned his back on his fans, who supported him for over 10 years here at the Row.
Come on!
Here we go. A big explosive suplex right there.
Cover here from Cedric Payne to move on to round number 3. Kick out at 2. Impressive energy from the Alpha Unit here so far, considering they wrestled a match earlier here tonight.
No, it's great energy. I mean, I don't know if they sipped a couple of Red Bulls in the back, if they borrowed them from Big Booker T, but these guys are still jazzed up. They're still ready to go. They got all their energy. But my question is, if they make it through this match, then they face a very well-rested, very, very well-rested Team Death.
I do not envy the position of either of these teams. Cover here, kick out at 2, going into that matchup against, as you pointed out, the well-rested Team Death Bear, of course, with Stevie Ray in their corner. Who I'm sure will find a way to get physically involved in the match, as he always does.
Yeah, I'm not going to dignify that with a response, but look at this now. Taylor Ransom really working on that left leg of Cedric Payne, wearing him down. Pride screaming at the top of his lungs.
Don't go anywhere. This match will continue after a short break.
Come on, Red.
You've been used to years of getting beat up, and then you get to turn the tables and beat somebody up and inflict damage and make somebody else hurt the way you were. Of course you're going to.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I truly believe Taylor Ransom has been brainwashed by the Pride, if you want my personal opinion on the matter.
Hey, come on now, the Pride's not that smart.
Oh my
But
goodness.
he is vicious. Those vicious chops to the chest. And here go frequent tags by the Southern Pride.
Oh, belly to belly, overhead suplex, launching Cedric Payne across the ring, pulls the back cover here too. Kick out by a smart move by Taylor
I've got
Ransom.
to be honest with you. I've never seen Taylor Ransom look better. He is vicious in there. He has stepped up his game tenfold.
Come on!
Maybe he needed the Pride. Maybe the Pride, like I talked about earlier tonight with the Alpha Unit, they're better together. Maybe the Pride is what Taylor Ransom needed.
Cover here, hooks the leg, and a kick out, but look at
to go from a kid to a man.
Look at the exhaustion on the face of Cedric Payne right now. Really starting to show signs of fatigue as he heads into deep water in round number 2 of this Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championship Tournament. Remember, this is the first match for Southern Pride here tonight. It happens to be the Alpha Unit's second. Cedric Payne trying to desperately reach for that tag. He makes it, but the official was distracted. The official was distracted by the Pride, and he did not not see the legal tag, the obviously legal tag.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't see the tag, so that means Cedric Payne's still a legal man. Up and over. Here comes the worn down Cedric Payne, and another frequent tag.
Oh, come on, that's not a legal tag either. Southern Pride bending and breaking every rule in the book right now to get an advantage. Scoop slam, lateral press, cover center of the ring, kick out.
I tell you what, at this time, how do you not bet on the Southern Pride to make it to the finals? They're more well-rested. The tags are more frequent. Cedric Payne has been worn down. He's worn out. The man can barely stand.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, newsflash, this is a full-contact sport. I mean, at some point, these two are going to run out of gas. So I would have to agree with you, Brad. Southern Pride have to have the advantage here.
Cedric Payne, way far away from where he needs to be. Ring awareness, not that great right now. He's obviously disoriented. And that knee, that left knee that Taylor Ransom has been working on and Pride has been working on, is now coming into play.
Cedric Payne, desperately.
He can't stand.
Trying to crawl into the corner right now. Does he see a mirage in the desert? No, it happens to be the Hammer, and he makes the tag.
The heavy artillery is coming in. The Hammer is well rested and reloaded and ready to unleash some Hammer time.
Oh, swinging neck breaker. He explodes through it, but it's broken up by Taylor Ransom at the 2 count.
And Cedric, headbutt, and an up and over, and both men go over the top.
Where is this energy coming from the Alpha unit?
Uh-oh, Pride's got him. Alpha unit, wait a minute.
A reversal, drops the Hammer. Cover, 1, 2, Alpha unit's headed to the finals.
Your winners and moving on in the tournament, the Alpha unit.
What endurance, what tenacity by the Alpha unit. They will just have a few minutes, a few short minutes to rest, relax, and recuperate, and then they take on Deathmatch. I've been doing what I do. That's why my dream I do is so nerd gang is level.
Hi, Jan. It's been almost a year since we've last seen you. What do we expect about your return here at Reality Wrestling?
I'm here to take that title shot. Kylie was here maybe 2.5 seconds and got a title shot. I had been here for 2 years, tearing down after every show, setting up before every single show, and she just shows up and gets a title shot like that. But everybody loves Kylie, everybody likes Kylie. People in the back love her, the fans love her. I'm not here to be her friend. I'm here to take that title shot. She's been the most dominant force here at Reality of Wrestling. The only reason for that is because she hasn't faced me yet. I'm gonna take that title.
This is Kiefer Bartek's first singles main event in his career. And I think Cameron Cole had to come out here and show his face to get some camera time because he's jealous. That's what I think.
Give me a break.
I think that he's jealous.
Give me a break.
I think that's what?
Cameron Cole was a breakout single star as much as he was a tag team star in 2016, and Kiefer Bartek has been there in his corner the entire time. They've been supporting each other constantly. As a matter of fact, a few weeks ago, although in retrospect it may have been ill-advised, Kiefer Bartek was just trying to help his partner, Cameron Cole, during that match with Rex Andrews. What an impressive back and forth seesaw main event between two of the best athletes in the row. Cover. Kick out. These two absolutely tearing each other apart in this main event here on Reality of Wrestling. Springboard into the spear! Bartek caught J.J. Blake in midair! Incredible!
Look, Cameron Cole jumped
Cover!
inside.
Two!
No, his foot was on the rope. His foot was on the rope. J.J. Blake's foot was on the rope.
Well, Bartek seems to think he has won this matchup, but he has not. JJ Blake got the foot on the rope at the absolute last shred of a second.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful ring awareness by JJ Blake.
Blake in, reversal again. A series of reversals between these two. That has been this entire match.
He's gonna go for the spear. This is his third attempt.
Oh, runs right into a boot. JJ Blake, Blake in, center of the ring. He got all of it, cover, 1, 2. JJ Blake is victorious.
Your winner, JJ Blake.
And the Dynamite Adonis, the superhero, JJ Blake, stands tall.
Blemish. But meanwhile, Bartek, in his first singles main event, gave everything he had and then some. An incredible showing by both of these athletes. Bartek was a split second away and a foot on the bottom rope from defeating JJ Blake.
Look at this. Cameron Cole applauding Bartek. Is he being condescending to the man?
He's
the man
not being
fought his heart
condescending.
out.
He's showing support for his best friend and tag team partner.
I gotta tell you what, this Cameron Cole's a real jerk.
What was that about? Cameron Cole offered his hand, and Bartek wanted nothing to do with it. More on this story as it develops.
So, you're just gonna leave me out there? Like, you still mad? Like, what's going on?
Mad?
Yeah.
Mad like you, when you lost. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. See, I went toe-to-toe with JJ Blake. I went move for move with JJ Blake, and I probably would have won had there not been distraction out there.
Distraction?
You know. But that's not the point. It's not about the wins. It's not about the losses. It's about the performance. And last week, a star was born. And to show you I'm not upset, tonight, we go out for Bronson's. On me. For the first time.
Yeah.
See, I know what you did out there. I know you didn't do it on purpose. I know it wasn't intentional. And I forgive you. No hard feelings.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tag team gauntlet ends in mere moments. Alpha Unit have defeated 2 Reality of Wrestling tag teams to make it to the finals here, where in mere moments you will be taking on Team Death Bear and potentially walking out of World Gym Arena as the new tag team champions.
That's right. Tonight, the Alpha Unit proves that we'll go through anybody. Tonight, the Alpha Unit proved that we'll go through anything to be back in the title picture. And tonight, we put down La Familia. Tonight, we put down the Pride and its buddy Bobby Hill. And in the main event of this wonderful tournament, the Alpha Unit will put down Team Death Bear and become Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Tonight's episode of The Row is brought to you by Walker Texas Lawyer at WalkerTexasLawyer.com. Hilton Furniture, let him have it. The king of solar screens, home of the $50 any size solar screen. Welcome back to the Reality of Wrestling. Matt Topolsky alongside Brad Gilmore for The Row. And Brad, we have some big breaking news. This is huge news. ACH recently made his debut here at the Reality of Wrestling, and next week he will be in a match in the main event against Rex Andrews for the Reality of Wrestling Texas Heavyweight Championship. Can you believe it?
Man, it's a massive match. It's probably the biggest match right now in Reality of Wrestling. The Texas Championship has been very, very interesting here in Reality of Wrestling. We've seen Rex Andrews defend it all across the great state of Texas. Now, ACH from Austin, Texas comes back to the flagship to try to bring that title home. We'll see what happens.
Well, coming up next, it's the finals of the Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championship Tournament. Alpha Unit have been through a heck of a lot here tonight. What do you think their chances are against Team Death Bear?
Hey, I call Team Death Bear the New England Patriots of the tag team division here in Reality of Wrestling. Alpha Unit's going to have to bring their A game, which they already brought in 2 matches tonight. Can third time be the charm? Can they pull off the hat trick? I think it's unlikely, but we'll see. We will see right here, right now.
Well, it's the finals of the Tag Team Championship Tournament. It's the Alpha Unit versus Team Death Bear with Stevie Ray in their corner. We go up to the ring.
Their opponents at a total combined weight of 510 pounds. They are the Reality Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Ruthless Ryan Davidson, Alex Reigns, Team Death Bear.
Well, here come the Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And Brad Gilmore, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. After 2 grueling matches in round 1 and round 2 of this tournament, the deck is firmly stacked against the Alpha Unit in the favor of the Tag Team Champions, Team Death Bear and Stevie Ray.
Hey, you know, they got to rest, they got to relax, they got to recuperate. I called them the Patriots. The New England Patriots of Reality of Wrestling. You know who Stevie Ray is, right? You know who that makes him?
I'm very
that
familiar
makes
with
him
Stevie.
The Bill Belichick of Reality of Wrestling. The greatest mind, the greatest coach, the greatest consultant, the man with the biggest arms. Stevie Ray.
You know what? Of all the comparisons you've ever made, that is one that I absolutely fully endorse. How many times has Bill Belichick been punished over the years for cheating?
Accusations. Oh my God, rumor and innuendo.
Could not agree more, Brad Gilmore.
Hey, look, I'm going to give you something to wrestle with right now. Alpha Unit's been out there now. This is their 3rd match tonight. They cannot be 100%. They can't even be 50%. They're 25% at best. They're a great tag team, no doubt. No doubt about it. But
this matchup gets started with the hammer in there against Ruthless Ryan Davidson. Listen,
are they as good as the 2-time champs?
Team Death Bear is an incredible tag team, the best in Reality of Wrestling right now. Here's a cover, just a 1 count. The Alpha Unit, since bursting on the scene, have been incredible. They have been extremely impressive, and what they've done this week in this one-night-only tournament for the tag team titles is like something we've never seen before. But I have to admit, this is a very, very tall task ahead of them right now, facing the tag team champions who happen to be fresh. All night long, they've been watching the tournament on a monitor backstage. Meanwhile, the Alpha Unit has been doing all the heavy lifting.
Look, let's take it back to the Super Bowl. Let's take it back to the Super Bowl. The Alpha Unit are the Atlanta Falcons. They are starting off hot. They're starting off real hot. Next thing you know, it's 28-3. Then halftime comes, they sit for an hour, and they get cold.
Cover here.
That whole time, Tom Brady's energy was conserved. He was ready to go. He was ready to make that 4th quarter comeback. And in the finals right now, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a complete takeover and a complete dominance of the Alpha Unit by Team Death Bear.
Come on, Alex.
This is your main event on the Reality of Wrestling. It is the 3rd and final round.
If Team Death Bear wins this tonight, you know what that makes them? The first time ever in Reality Wrestling history, we have a 1-night tournament. If Team Death Bear goes the distance, that makes them the greatest tag team of all time.
Oh, not so fast, my friend.
The Ghosts.
Cover here, 1. Kick out at 1. This is their first match in the tournament tonight.
And they're in the finals. That takes skill. That takes hard work and dedication. They're the greatest team of all time if they win tonight.
That knee really starting to bother Cedric Payne. It is hard for him to muster up any leverage at all to maintain a pinfall. And of course, we saw the damage done to that knee earlier tonight at the hands of Taylor Ransom. Alpha Unit.
They've got to be tired.
They must be.
They've got to be exhausted. And all due respect to them, but they have to be exhausted. They've gone through a gauntlet to make it to this match.
Double suplex right there, whatever it takes from the Alpha Unit.
But you know that, you start thinking about
cover. 2.
Talking about takes, that took a lot of energy.
Come on, man.
That double team suplex on Alex Reigns. All the more while you have Ryan Davidson on the outside, still cool as a cucumber, fresh man.
And if you look on the ring apron right now, you can see Cedric Payne, Brad, can barely stand, can barely put any weight on that knee, and on top of that, he has to be exhausted, using that top rope just to prop himself upright.
Yeah, he's leaning on the ropes. He's sweating profusely. These men are probably extremely dehydrated. But they pulled out 2 victories here tonight. Who says they can't get a 3rd? Oh, Ryan Davidson going in like a house on fire, but Jasper the Hammer Davis catching him with some right hands.
Big Big shoulder tackle there from the Hammer. Trying to win the tag team titles. Kick out at 2. A little bit closer than Team Death Bear may have liked right there, especially Stevie Ray. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the reaction of Stevie Ray tonight if his clients, who have had a bye on this program for 45 minutes plus, do not walk away with the tag team championships? And of course, here's Stevie Ray once again helping himself to the proverbial salad bar.
Why is Cedric Payne? Why is Cedric Payne getting in the ring? Why is he doing that? Illegal. The ref's telling him.
Give me a break. Don't go anywhere, Row Nation. This matchup will continue after a word from our sponsor.
Is Bill Belichick the greatest coach of all time or not? Yes or no?
One could argue Phil Jackson's better.
No, I'm talking about in football, Topolsky. In his sport, is he
I
not the
happen
best
to be
ever?
partial to Vince Lombardi, thank you.
Vince Lombardi? Vince Lombardi? How many Super Bowls did he win?
Have you heard of Vince Lombardi before? The trophy's named after him. Focus on the match, will you?
I wonder how much he sponsored that for. How much money do you have to dump in the NFL?
Give me a break.
Here we go. Here's Team Death Bear, and boom! Look at the tag team special.
Oh! That's got to be all to retain the tag team titles. My goodness.
Look.
Muscle memory kick out from the Hammer.
Champions know champions. And Stevie Ray knows a lot about being a tag team champion. So Stevie Ray has coached Ryan Davidson, Alex Reigns, Death Bear. He's coached them to become, with a victory here tonight, the greatest tag team of all time.
Let me point something out here. You are a supporter. You are a supporter of what Stevie Ray has done.
I'm a massive supporter of what Stevie Ray's done. Every client he's ever had has been a champion.
To see Stevie Ray's clients be victorious on the merits of their own work in the ring. You talk about expert tutelage. Let them do it in the ring and not have him get physically involved.
Calm down. It's impossible. It's impossible for them to win without Stevie Ray's influence. And I'll tell you why. Because expert tutelage goes
Cover
with
here
you
once
wherever
again,
you
forearm
go.
across the face, kick out at 2.
And where do you think that expert tutelage came from? Stevie Ray. So of course he'll always be a factor in a win. Always. But now,
Ryan Davidson now squeezing the life out of the Hammer. This has got to be all. Alpha
That's
Unit
one.
have been through a war tonight.
That's 1. That's 2. One more and we have tag team champions defending their championships. Oh wait.
The Hammer. A little life is left. But how much? Where is this coming from? Where is Jasper Davis harnessing this energy after 2 brutal encounters tonight? Alpha Unit feeding off the energy of the World Gym Arena.
There they go, the Hammer trying to make a comeback. Oh, wait a minute, but a big clubbing blow to the back. Wait, spine buster.
Very impressive. But whatever he had left, he just used on that spine buster. Both men are down. This is your main event on the Reality of Wrestling. It is the finals of the Raw Tag Team Title Tournament. Alpha Unit trying to do something that's never been done before. Team Death Bear desperately trying to retain those titles. Here comes Alex Reigns.
And tagged Alex Reigns at a big knee to the side of the head. That's got to be all right there. 1, 2. And somehow the Hammer kicks out.
What could Jasper Davis possibly do at this point?
Wait a minute.
Look at this.
Wait a minute. Hammer
Out of
time.
nowhere, just the Hammer. You gotta be kidding me. Hammer needs to make a tag. Absolute exhaustion as he stumbles into his own corner. Here comes Cedric Payne. Alpha Unit trying to overcome the greatest of odds. Win 3 matches in a row tonight in one night and capture the tag team titles. Cedric Payne like a house on fire. Reversal in the corner. Cedric Payne. Nice reversal into a sidewalk slam. Here's the cover. Hooks the leg to win the tag team titles to a 99%. Oh my goodness.
once again, I mean, how much more can the Alpha unit lay out there? How much more energy do they have? Have they tapped into their reserve power source right now to go the extra mile? And Cedric Payne picking up Ryan Davison. That's no easy task. Slides off the back. Exploder suplex. T-bone suplex, I'm sorry.
The amount of punishment that Alpha unit have been through is immeasurable. Tag, in comes Alex Reigns, reversal! Samoan drop right there from Cedric Payne. Can Cedric Payne carry his team across the finish line and become tag team champions?
One cannonball away. Oh! And a shot to that knee.
That knee was injured earlier tonight in round 2 by Taylor Ransom.
Wait a minute. Alex Reigns saying, get him up. Get him up.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, and a spike tombstone pile driver! That's gotta be all! 3.
Your winners and still Reality Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Team Deathmatch.
Wow. You need to stand up on your feet, not only for greatness, but for the greatest tag team of all time, Team Death Bear. Victorious in this first ever tournament, and what a finish to the match. Cedric Payne still hadn't moved.
We are going to need medical attention and help for Cedric Payne after that spike tombstone pile driver in the center of the ring. But you have to give credit where credit is due to the Alpha unit. They walked through hell tonight, and they were a mere seconds away from potentially capturing those titles. They pushed Team Death Bear to the limit in that matchup after going against Southern Pride and La Familia in this tournament, in this gauntlet.
Why do you stand for greatness?
Still, your Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Team Death Bear.
Number 1 contenders match until the Southern Pride made their presence felt. One team will advance and have a very short break for a designated amount of time. And then they're going up against the next team in round 2.
Well, Vega and Villarreal really have something to prove to the leader of La Familia, Aiden Cristiano. It's been a rough couple of months for the family.
It has, it has. They've had battles with not only Scandinavians, they've had battles with each other.
Please.
Here we go.
Round 1 of the Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championship Tournament begins right now, and as you stated, before this match began, Brad Gilmore, Team Death Bear have been granted buys to the final round. They will face the winners who make it through this bracket.
And whoever wins this match will only get a very short break, a few minutes, and then they'll be back out here to go into round 2.
Oh my goodness, a Davidson driver! And you know what comes next, Brad?
455!
The Reality of Wrestling, the flagship of Texas wrestling.
You just can't see it anywhere else.
This 15 feet in the air! Brian Jason up top! Oh, look at this! Oh my God!
Will testify.
Look at you, dig that.
Welcome to a very special edition of the Reality of Wrestling. Brad Gilmore and Matt Topolsky for the row. And Brad, let's get right into it. I said it's a special edition, and that's because this week, the Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championships are up for grab in the first ever Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championship Tournament.
And it's a one-night tournament. We will find out who the tag team champions will be at the end of tonight. The winner of the tournament will obviously take on Team Death Bear in the finals. They have a bye to the finals because they're the champions, as they well should, TP. And we're going to find out who's walking out champions tonight.
Well, let's not waste any more time. It's round 1 of the tag.
Current champions, Team Death Bear. They're going to go all the way in the finals, and then win the finals.
Well, they're already in the finals.
Well, look at that. My prediction's already coming true.
It is a historic night here on The Reality of Wrestling. We want you to join in on the conversation for this one-night-only Tag Team Championship Tournament. Use that hashtag RowOnCW on all social media. We want to hear from you, Row Nation. Cover here from Alex Villarreal. And a kick out at 2 from Cedric Payne. And as you stated, the winner of this matchup will next face the Southern Pride.
Southern Pride, of course, being the Pride, and Taylor Ransom.
Impressive maneuver there off the top rope. Kick out at 2, and Cedric Payne finding himself in no man's land right now as the family, La Familia, have cut the ring in half. Cedric Payne needs to make a tag to the hammer.
You know what? It's interesting because if one of these teams, say they make it all the way to the finals, or even when they go to...
Cedric Payne and Jonathan Vega getting the action started. Here comes the hammer. And boy, have the Alpha unit made an impact since they came on the scene here in the Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Division. Cover here. Kick out at 1.5.
3 teams, all challengers, all prospective finalists in this tournament. And you got to think, you know, the Southern Pride sitting high and sitting pretty because they were actually not granted, but they actually drew the second bye to make it to round 2. So they'll face the winners of this team, this match.
Hand off in midair on that suplex, nicely done. Kick out at 1, but great tag team wrestling here from the Alpha unit. Brad Gilmore, if you are a betting man, who is your money on in this tournament here tonight?
Who's my money on in the tournament? My money's on the Patriots of the Row, the champions. That's who you always bet on, the people who've been there before and held the championships. And I'm talking about the
Team Championship Tournament, and it starts right now.
Introducing the first 2 tag teams at a total combined weight of 560 pounds, Jasper the Hammer Davis, Cedric Payne, the Alpha Unit.
A very special edition of the Reality of Wrestling gets started right now. The Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championships are up for grabs in a first ever, one-night only Tag Team Title Tournament. And here come the Alpha Unit.
The Alpha Unit starting this thing off, and this is going to be an interesting occasion. TP, nothing like this has ever been done in Reality of Wrestling. A one-night tournament for the Tag Team Championships. Of course, Team Death Bear has a bye all the way to the finals because they are the champs.
And their opponents at a total combined weight of 370 pounds, Jonathan Vega, Alex Villarreal, La Familia.
And it's interesting, Matt Topolsky, that these 2 teams are the ones starting off this tournament because these were the 2 who were originally in the